All right, folks, we are back. We are back and ready for part 2 of the marathon as we do chapter 10. We'll take another break at the end of chapter 10, depending on how long it takes us. I mean, we're just cruising through here. All right. And Durin, it's time for now, apparently, to say farewell. Yeah, JJ doesn't. I mean, choosing the blue outfit, right, to visit Scarhold was obviously the right move.
I am sorry to see you go, but I understand Gandalf's reasoning.
Dagnabbit! I'm sorry to see you go, Wiggin, but I understand Gandalf's reasoning. To keep such an artifact here as the Black Book of Mordor must be considered unwise, and doubly so if it is sought by one such as Karazgar. The weeping warrior has been shamed by our wizard, true, but such a humbling is bound to last only a short while. He will recover from it. If he still desires to get his claws on the Black Book, as it seems he must, we will follow its trail away from here. Take care on your journey, my friend, and beware. You bid Durin a warm farewell, but before you depart his company, you give him Gandalf's warning not to seek for Thafar Gothal. Durin looks at you thoughtfully and hefts the red axe in one hand. You need not worry on that score, my friend. There is so much to be done here at Scarhold without adding Thafar Gothal to our list of problems. Longbeards, Jelruka, and stout axes must all work to steady our foothold in the Grey Mountains, and to launch such an expedition so soon would be folly. Perhaps one day, Wiggin, but certainly not today. Durin's words are reassuring, but after taking your leave, you turn back and see him gazing at the distant peaks of arid Mithrin, and wonder. Boom. Okay, next, talk to King Thranduil? Huh. At his throne in Felgoth, just like on the way.
We should make for Felgoth and
Right.
ask Thranduil to open the forest gate.
Okay. Sounds good. So, where then shall we go? We could go by Stablemaster down to... We could probably Stablemaster it there. So let's do this. Let's first... Where did I save this? Minas Tirith. Not so very helpful. Okay. Wait, hang on a second. The travel flags. I forgot about that. Glitter Deep, Storm Wall, Steel Keep, and the Withered Heath. Nowhere I truly want to go. That's okay. We can Stablemaster it. I'm sure I can figure it out. Okay, so if we go down there... Okay. Now we get back up to the Stablemaster. And let's see. We should... I'm sure you can get to Felgoth from Erebor. You're not who I want. You're who I want.
Well met.
Okay. We can go anywhere from here. Aldburg is such a random, travel hub. I've got to say. Okay. I can't get straight to Felgoth from here, but I can get to Erebor. Or Dale. Maybe more likely from Dale, actually. Let's try that. Erebor. Okay. Excellent. Let's see where we can go from here.
Greetings.
Felgoth. Boom. One stop. Not bad. We're going to go see Thranduil, tell him to open the forest gate, and then head out to see the Bjornings. Alright, here we go. Ready? Let's try not to Rivendell this bridge at high speed. Yeah! Limlang, good old Limlang. Okay. Right. Right and then a left. Okay. No problem. We take a right up here. And then a left. All right. Come on, brutal charge. Vroom, vroom. Found him. Boop. Lord of Green Leaves. It's kind of a fun title. Where's Gandalf? I thought he might be here too. Nope, I'm not even tempted by your side
You have
quest.
returned to my halls. Did your search come to naught?
You have returned to my halls, Wigand, as has Mithrandir. Am I to understand your search for the Bugdatish, the artifact sought by Ugrakor and Kargazar of the Gurzul, has come to naught? You briefly recount your adventures with the dwarves and your several confrontations with Karazgar. Thranduil smiles grimly. It is often thus, he replies, that servants of the enemy outreach themselves, and their fall is all the further for it. I applaud Mithrandir for reminding Karazgar that not every power in this world has fallen to evil. As for the forest gate, I have already sent wood elves to open it. Trade has not yet been continued, but that too should soon follow. I will speak to with Mithrandir for a time, and then the two of you should continue on to the forest gate at the western bounds of Ered Lasgallen. You will find it unsealed, your path to the Bjorning lands open. Thranduil should be a very refined upper-class prospector. Okay. So, no problem. So I'm going to... talk to Legolas at the forest gate. Okay. All right. So Gandalf will meet me, will he? Fine. Put on the speed, Wigand. Woo! Woo! Leaping over benches, dashing between elves. Out of the way. One side, wood elf. We got places to go. Forest gates to find. Bjornings to visit. Books to have somebody else read. Yeah, riding your horse inside here does seem a little uncouth, I admit. It's okay. I went at charging speed. That charge duration, man, I missed charge. I haven't played Guardian in so long. I forgot how much fun that is. Does Wigan have an elk to ride? I think he does. You think I should? Like win in Rome? All right, hang on a second. I think I've got one. Yeah, I do. There we go. How about that? Unless... Who's this down here? Tom Tardo. Let me just do that.
What can I do for you?
You can let me go to Tom Dardal. Okay. And then from here, it is a comparatively short jaunt. Oh, Torach ML. That place was not much fun, as I recall. Then out to the forest gate. So. Oh yeah, hang on. I gotta get my elk back if I want to do the thematically appropriate thing. Not my preferred steed, but... maybe I could not ride him off the cliff? I don't know. I need to leave here. Is there any escape? Surely there must be some winding path out of here. I'm trapped. There it is. Okay. Excellent. Here's the road. Okay, so thoughts on the dwarf quests and stuff. I'm kind of thinking about this from the big picture, right? So thinking about this from an adaptation perspective, the really interesting kind of challenge is, you know, thinking about what the LOTRO folks have in front of them here in this segment of the game. So Sauron has fallen. We've come to the end of the forward movement of the plot. Whoa, black squirrels dropping from the sky. Of the Lord of the Rings, right? So the Black Tower has fallen. We have the general impression of, peace and happiness. We've had the Field of Cormallen, right? I mean, it's, again, the story, apart from the, the long and significant denouement and the retracing of steps, is done. And it's not even the Fourth Age, so we're not really doing a... Okay, this is me going the wrong way on the road, however. As soon as I saw the artichokes, I knew I was on the main road. And that led me to wonder if I had turned the correct way. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so what they're doing here, right, is filling in a bunch of the more or less immediate aftermath that the book skips, right? It doesn't skip it in the sense that it doesn't acknowledge that it's there. Like we're told, the whole Mordor section. That guy has some issues. Sorry, man, can't help you. I'm sure someone will be along soon. Griffith will be here in just a couple years. But again, so we get the one acknowledgement, and the entire Mordor section of the game is based upon like one sentence, right? Where we're told that Aragorn enters Moria, and we're told that the Gondorian army cleans up, right? But we don't know cleaning up what. Nice little Hobbit quotes floating out of the mist here. We must be getting close, yeah. So like, we're not told what exactly is being cleaned up. We're not told, we're not told whom they're fighting and what else needs to happen. The idea that... What the heck? Where does the road go? I'm trying not to leave the path, but the path is leaving me. Okay, there it is. That there would be, that he had, Sauron had lieutenants that other than the Nazgul is clear. I mean, it's clear from the mouth of Sauron alone, right? Fitting, of course, therefore, that the mouth of Sauron gets made into a significant player in the Mordor plotline, right? But now what we see moving beyond, we're seeing a combination of two things. We're seeing a combination of Gandalf and Legolas. No. Hooray! It's open. Ironically, getting Gandalf's parting words from Bilbo as I am reunited with Gandalf. What we were seeing in the North Country there, up in the arid Mithrin and Jarlsberg and everywhere, is a combination of two things, right? It's like part wrapping up of Mordor plots, right? Part of this kind of extended cleanup action that we know, was happening and sort of must have happened, right? But at the same time, it's also part transition into the Fourth Age. With the the dwarves up there trying to reclaim ancient lands that have been closed to them in a sort of anticipation of the one-day reclamation of Moria. So we're seeing, that's definitely a Fourth Age-ish kind of movement, right? That's Fourth Age kind of story. And yet they've tied it together with the cleanup action, right? With a Mordor lieutenant who is still kind of running around and trying to set up his own kingdom. So yeah, there's definitely time, Phil. That's exactly right. I mean, we know they hang out for months in Minas Tirith waiting for midsummer for the wedding, right? That is Frodo and the other hobbits, right? Before they set off back home. And so that gives a significant window of time. And again, by implication, there's other things other than party preparations happening, right? There's the orcs didn't just vanish. There were lieutenants of Mordor. What are they up to, right? So there's plenty of room in the story there to kind of imagine some of these stories within it. But again, the thing that interests me most about what we saw them doing there in chapters 8 and 9 up in the Dwarf Lands was the way that they're also beginning to really start paving the way for more clearly Fourth Age stories, right? And I think that's pretty interesting. All right, let's see, Legolas. I'm gonna take my vector quest from you. Maybe that'll. Hang on, Legolas. Let me beef myself up again there. And another one of those. Now, maybe I will level up from you.
It is good to see you again.
No. My father has sent me to the Vales of Anduin to resolve a trade dispute. When King Thranduil declared no one leave or enter Erin Lasgallen, trade between the elves and the Bjornings was halted. Now he wishes to resume trade, for elves, men, and dwarves all rely upon this. The security of the North depends on Bjornings and their willingness to trade. If you and Gandalf are headed to see Grimbeorn, perhaps you would speak to him of the reopening of trade between the Bjornings and elves. If there is one fact that I know of Grimbeorn, is that he does not welcome guests. If we were all to greet him together, the task I was sent to do would surely fail. I know. I'll go in first, and then I'll whistle, and then you can come in afterwards.
The forest gate is open, and our path to the Beorning lands is clear.
That is good. If we do not tarry, we should reach the Bjorning host today. The Vales of Anduin are home to a number of hardy folk, Wigand. The woodmen make their homes on the edge of the forest. You will find them rustic and superstitious, but do not mistake either of these qualities for weakness. To dwell within the shadow of Mirkwood for so long has made them strong, and while the wood now has a fairer name, the woodmen endured when it did not. Grimbjorn's folk, the Bjornings, have also weathered hardship in the Vales. Long ago they learned the secret art of skin changing, and other denizens of the Vales hunted them nearly to extinction. But they survived, and now they are a sturdy folk, slow to trust outsiders, but worthy allies of those they name friend. Let us go to the Bjorninghus, southwest of here, and see if Grimbjorn will count us among that lucky number. Okay. Excellent. All right. Make our way to the entrance of the Bjorninghus. All right, there we go. Wigan and his matching horse. Adorable. Love the Hobbit quotes floating through. All right, so here we are in the northern... So we're going to just tour through the Vales of Anduin from here. So, again, bigger picture. So the path of the epic was from Mordor up to Felagoth, Erebor, Iron Hills, and then up to the Grey Mountains. Then the Vales of Anduin, and down, I think, after this to the Gladden Fields. Then after that, then after that we're going to Minas Morgul before we head back north up to Gundabad. Okay. What a lovely place. So here, I know nothing about the quests or the storyline in this area, but I am very familiar with the terrain in general. Like, familiar enough to know that I lose this road very easily. But anyway, because we explored this during exploring the Lord of the Rings. We spent several months out here. Protectors of the Vales. The sound of buzzing bees and sweet smell of clover welcome you to the Bjorninghus. Hey there, Grimbjorn. How tall are you? Pretty tall. Yeah.
You say this is Gandalf? This does not look like the Gandalf I know.
Do you expect me to welcome you to my home, Wigand? These days are dire enough without wizards and their traveling companions darkening my doorstep. Why should I make room for the two of you and whatever trouble likely follows behind? You say this is Gandalf? Tell me no such lies. I have met Gandalf, and this cannot be he. Gandalf is a man old and bent, dressed in grey. Kind of temperament is he, and not like this imperious stranger. Gandalf? Bah! If this truly is Gandalf, I say that trouble follows him wherever he goes, and these days are dire enough already, without such as he darkening my doorstep. So what that boils down to, I don't think this is Gandalf, because looks like he was resurrected from the dead or something. And even if it were Gandalf, I would be displeased. Is that basically it? I will take care of my own kind first. If you will stay at my home, you will have the poorest rooms and the smallest servings at dinner, and in all other things you will come second and last. Is this understood? Be glad I do not turn you away, as is my right, but I am feeling generous. Okay.
This lodging is not without cost.
Okay. I will allow you to stay, for I know the dangers that lie beyond my walls, and I will not make you face them alone. But I do not give you this lodging for free. It will cost you nothing in coin, rather the price will be the sweat of your brow. Many are the tasks that need doing. Oh man, Griffith will so look forward to this. And in return for a safe place to stay, you will see them done. Do you agree? Okay. Edith says you'd think he'd be less grumpy if you're playing a Bjorning. That is one of his flesh and blood family, but he's not. Very good. The road through my lands has become choked in some places with brush. Clear 4 patches of brush, and you will have made a start on opening the way. We always have need of flint and firewood. Gather 4 suitable logs and search patches of soil until you find 3 pieces of flint. These are very specific instructions for these chores. Orcs and wargs have been troubling my family ever since my sire came down from the mountains. Slay 4 orcs and 3 wargs. It sounds like, hoot twice like a barn owl and 4 times like a screech owl. And let them know that these lands are not safe for them. That will be a start. That is my price. Speak to Gandalf and learn if he appreciates this favor. Where's Legolas at?
My decision still stands.
My decision has nothing to do with the King of Green Leaves and everything to do with my people. However, I permit you to stay for as long as you need. Okay.
The darkness has spread across the mountains.
No. No, Grimbeorn, I shall not be drawn. I will not leave the path. But thank you for the free little chunk of XP. Okay, Grandalf.
Grimbeorn does not appreciate surprises.
No. Grimbeorn has let us off lightly. 4 patches of brush and logs for firewood, 3 pieces of flint, and this is not to mention the paltry number of orcs and wargs that he has asked you to slay in the fields and meads around his home. Grimbeorn, like his sire before him, does not appreciate surprises. Oh, he will warm up to them in time, but at the outset, he looks upon any unexpected arrival with disapproval. You will need to trust me. If Grimbeorn asks that you clear 4 patches of brush, you should instead clear 8. If he asks for 3 pieces of flint, I suggest that you bring him 6. In point of fact, I think you should double the quantities of every task he set before you. Why? Let's just say that it is important for us to be on the good side of the Bjorninghuse's master. You will thank me for it when it is all said and done. All right. State of the expedition? What? Explore the lands of the dwarves? No. No, I can't do any of these things. I'm sorry, not today. Alright, I'm excitingly only 2 levels behind the quests around here. For a second, the way that was angled, I thought that goat had a quest ring, and I was wondering what the goat was going to ask me to do. Alright, so, wow. Alright. Doing all this sneezing today. I hope I'm not getting a cold. Patch of soil. What might there be? Flints therein? I do love the gorgeous flowers they have put everywhere around here. Okay, I see some logs. Yes, bees do need to pollinate something, it's true. Well, and the flowers are described. The beautiful flowers. I mean, those are a feature in The Hobbit. Okay. Looking around for more useful things. Okay. Oh, all right. It is on the path. This patch of brush. I was going to say, I'm like clearing out one bush in the middle of a field of bushes. How on earth can I tell if it's a bush that he wants cleared? But it is right on the path, so that makes sense. All right, well, I don't mind doing some chores for Grimbjorn here. Let's do another drawing, shall we? So I have a question for you guys. Would you guys be interested? I was given as a present some special download codes for the new Return to Moria game. Would anyone be interested in doing a giveaway of one of those? All right. Let's do it then. That's what I'm going to raffle off. So, if you are interested in a special download code for Return to Moria, then you can enter the raffle. All right, I finished the flints and firewoods, and I'm still missing a bush. Huh. Well, let's just keep going this way and hope we find a bush. There we go. Yes. The Return to Moria codes, a generous gift from the development team there. In support of Signum's fall fundraising campaign. If you haven't made a donation to Signum's fundraising, to our fall fundraising campaign, I encourage you to do so. signumuniversity.org/donate is the address of the page you can go to make a donation. You can find our whole donor reward program where we have a bunch of really fun ways that we like to thank our donors. All right. So let's do this and this and that. Maybe one of these. How about this? Okay, that was 3 wargs. have to be careful. I am still 2 levels under, so they're doing a certain amount of damage to me. Can't take that for granted. Only 2? Is there a third around? Oh, good. Here's the third. Just wanted to join him to the party here. Okay, start the light thing. We'll do one of those. Boom. Boom. Okay. Is my armor up to date? Yeah, reasonably so. I am wearing... What am I wearing? Where is this? Yeah, some stuff I just got last time. I think I got... You know, this is level... What is it? Level 115? I think I've got some 120 stuff in my inventory here. Yes. Oh no, those are pants. Yeah, I got all this stuff, whole new set of gear waiting for me here as soon as I level up to 120. Okay, let's see. Who's down there? Is it just more wargs? Or do we finally get orcs down here? Yay! Hi, guys. Let's see. Can I do a couple of you? Can you come over here? I can't even see what's going on now. Oh, okay. That was 5. No problem. As long as I remembered to heal myself, it wasn't so bad. Wait, did I miss one? Just a badger. I have no quarrel with the Brocks of the Bjorninghus. Okay, so all the orcs are down here, vaguely. Gotta look for another pocket. I know it bothers people when I find dye, like a dye ingredient, and ignore it, but I just like finding and collecting dyes and stuff is just one thing. I'm like, no, I can't even think about that. I'm such a pack rat anyway. I mean, I collect and hoard all of the I collect and hoard all of the crafting materials, even though I very rarely do any crafting. But yeah. You have to, okay, you know what? Tell you what. I'll send it to you. You want it? I know they're kind of precious. So I'll mail it to you. I'll mail it to you. Druid's Fire, it's the least I could do. Druid's Fire was making me food, and she made me a new bow, and got me some potions. Oops, I think I just aggroed a warg. Okay, where were those orcs? Down here, right? vaguely. They're a little scarce down here. Who's up here? A veil fly? No, thank you. Oh, fine. You know, since I need XP and all. Veil's Beast and Insect Slayer. Okay, I'm going to pick this up just in case I meet more of those. Might as well get quest XP for them, but I'm not going to hunt them. Wow. Yikes. Okay. Where are those? I should have... I went on looking for a second pack of orcs instead of just sticking around and waiting for them to regen, which is obviously what I should have done. Wasn't it down in this little canyon? Yes, it was. Okay. Just get these sentries. Yeah, I'll just draw those for a moment. One more, right? Wonder if I can get this guy without aggroing anybody else. Yeah, I can. I almost forgot. I'm not playing a burglar. I have a missile weapon, but so does he. Come on. You know you want to come into melee range. You know you want to stay in melee range, right? Okay. Bring the useful pieces of flint to Grimbjorn. I will. Now, as I recall, I've got to go all the way around the compound and approach from the north, right? Yes. Okay, no problem. Yeah, I could have yelled at him from a distance, but I didn't want to draw any of the others. I guess I could have just fought them all for the sake of a little more XP. That reminds me. A little more XP. Let's make that a lot more XP. Okay, and we're still boosted over there.
You have done more than I asked.
Grimbjorn squints at you suspiciously. Why? Is this the wizard's doing? Why would you do more than I asked? What are you trying to prove? Stud of daily chores. That should be a title. Yeah, I'd wear that as a title. Wigand, stud of daily chores. No?
Orcs, goblins, and trolls trolls have long harried the people of the Vales.
The days have been dark along the Anduin these past few months, and not just for my people. Orcs, goblins, and trolls have long harried the people of the Vales, but their attacks became more frequent of late. We turned them away, my kin and the woodmen both, and by so doing we each became more friendly with each other. Good fences make for good neighbors, my sire used to say, but to that I now add, and so does shared hardship. You stay at the Bjorning Hus because I allow it, Wiggend, and that means you should do as I say, when I say it. That's how it works? And now I wish for you to go to Hultvis, the village of the woodmen on the eastern side of Wood's Edge, and lend them whatever assistance you are able. They face danger in the vales of the Anduin, but they are not as hardy as my people and will need your aid. On your way to Hultvis, stop by the fort of Vegbar and obtain the collected tools from Gultheg there. Return it to me when you have finished with the folk at Hultvis, and I will count your obligation met. Okay. So far, Chapter 10 has been, it's fun being here in the Vales of Anduin. Relatively low impact as far as the difficulty of the quests are concerned. Let us definitely replace one of our duplicate milestones here, because I didn't realize that one I had was for Skarhald, because it didn't say Skarhald on it. Okay, so we are going to Hultvis. No, first we're going to Vegbar. Over there in the Wolfdean. Sure. And then across to Hultvis. Gotcha. So we'll go down by the Carrick first. Vegbar, where the guards won't paste me this time? Yeah. Promises. We got destroyed by the guards there. We were attacked on sight at Vegbar. Man, I wish somebody would clear these bushes. Okay. All right. Come, wayward. Yep, the road is non-trivial to follow through here. All right, hang on. There's some, flies and stuff right here. Oh, that's a badger. Since I've got a quest for you now, and I'm not going out of my way, and I wouldn't say no to a little bit more XP. I am kind of getting a ridiculous quantity of XP even for these little individual kills. I even have a quest for you, Gnat Swarm. I'm just going to yell at you. I love how I can swing my sword at a swarm of gnats and destroy it. I only wish that were possible in real life. Don't need to fight Huorns. No quarrel with the Badgers. Oh, we should reenact the killing of swarms of gnats with swords at Mythmoot, you think? We'll just tell them. This is for science. Oh man, here we go. Oh, look at this. Oh, yes. It's like all the gnat swarms. Okay, let's do this. Okay. It's like a real trip to the beach. You are so right. Well, I'm almost halfway done and I'm exiting this region, but I'll come back through it to go back to the Bjorning house. So that's fine. Getting a noticeable, with this amount of XP boost, a noticeable quantity of XP. Okay, the mountains. There's the mist. I know that I'm in the right place. Now I've got the right mountain range. Right. There's the bridge. Oh, I mind it well, that bridge. Spent some time down there. Oh, looks like a tree walking. It's probably nothing. I guess I should use charge, because then when I hit something, I'll knock it over. Such as, like, it might be that fly. Oh, look. A piece of parchment. I'm so good. Aren't I good? I'm not leaving the path. I am focused. Scraps of poetry lying in the road. Can't be bothered. Alright. There's my veil flies. Now I just need, what, 3 swarms? On the way back up, I'll just stop by that one spot again. Okay. Yeah, ruins, not even remotely interesting. You're completely right. Vales, beast, and insect. Look at that. I'm chewing my way through that one. Okay. More crafting stuff I probably won't use. Now I'm back to Wayward. Back to Wayward, and we'll head out to Vegbar there. And look at that. We're more than halfway to level 119 now, and less than halfway through chapter 10. So this bodes well. Maybe I'll get up to level 120 before I get to Minas Morgul. Like before I start the prologue. That'd be nice. Okay. So I'm taking my second right. So not that one, but this one. Oh, I'm really looking forward to reading all the pages, and you know that Grifflet is not going to leave these lands until he's found every single page of everything. Like, that's gonna happen. I just keep going up the path. I saw the Vegbar Bjorning off by the side of the road there and thought maybe I was supposed to turn off. You know, he was an indicator that I was supposed to turn off in that direction, but no. That was a swarm, but Phil, that was a different swarm, you see. It would not count towards my specific swarm. I've only been contracted to take out swarms of midges in the greater Bjorninghus area. Like the rest of the Vale can pretty much shift for itself as far as, you know, insect extermination is concerned. Yes, Wigand has not completed half the quests half as much as he should like, and he likes less than half of the quests half as well as they deserve. Oh, yes, I will never forget this town. These are the guards who slew us. They just laid into us. I mean, it was a massacre. We had traveled all the way across the mountains, and boom. Do the Woodmen and Rohirrim share ancestry? Kendall, I probably. Probably.
The Vales must be made safe. Do what you can.
Okay. Gultheg. I'm supposed to pick up tools or something.
From Vegbar, we keep watch on travel and trade across the river and over the mountains.
What brings you to Vegbar, stranger? I'm gonna end. By the way, I'm not even gonna try to imitate his accent, because I know if I even try to imitate his accent, I'm gonna just end up doing Bela Lugosi. So I'm just gonna start in with Bela Lugosi. I think let's just cut out the middleman here. What brings you to Vegbar, stranger? From this fort, my people keep watch on travel and trade across the river and over the mountains. Dwarves and men find easy passage as long as they pay the toll. Orcs and wargs are given no such choice, and are turned away with sword and claw, unless they be slain where they stand. You explain that Grimbjorn sent you to Vegbar to gather the tolls that have been recently collected, and Gultheg studies your face with suspicion. I was supposed to return to the Bjorninghus yesterday, it is true, but a raiding party of goblins demanded my attention and I was delayed. How do I know you can be trusted, and have truly been sent by my chieftain? Perhaps you are a common bandit and plan to rob us of the coins we have collected. Gultheg glares at you for a moment, and then relents. The war is done, even if the fighting is fresh in my mind and there are still foes about. Sorry, it's actually reminding me of particular Dracula quotes. From the book, I mean, not the movie. Yes. In these days of peace, blood is too Never mind. I'm not going to try to quote him. In these veins runs the blood of Attila. Okay, sorry. Even if the fighting is fresh, in my mind there are foes still foes about. I will trust that you have come from Grimbjorn with this request. But if I learn that you are a bandit, you will regret this deception. But you will not regret it for long. Do you understand me? Okay. Hand you a small pouch. Great. So that's it. A small pouch, huh? Well, should I shake him down for more? That seems to be not a conversational option. Find the entrance to the village of Hultvis. Okay. All right. Thanks. I'm gonna leave, then. What do you say? Down to Hultvis I go. So the woodmen... Whoa. Music is very dramatic here. The origins of the woodmen. So on the one hand, it's kind of hard not to imagine that the men who are here are in no way connected with the Eotheod, even if they're not yeah, we'll see. Here's the other thing. I can't what I can't help but think about here is not only like the in-world ancestry of the woodmen, but the literary ancestry of the woodmen, both within and outside of Tolkien's own work. So the woodmen here are basically the woodmen, of course, are in The Hobbit, right? But they've been recycled from the Silmarillion, like so many other things. The woodmen by Mirkwood. Wait, hang on. Stop, Wayward. We're about to head into Middle Mirkwood. Nobody wants that. Can we get there yet? Are they still withholding Middle Mirkwood? There we are. Anyway, so if you remember in the Silmarillion, or in particular, if you've read The Children of Húrin, you will recall the woodmen who live outside the forest of Brethil, not the people of Brethil, not the Haladin, but the woodmen whom the bandit group that Turin joins are robbing. And again, in The Children of Húrin, you'll remember the one memorable scene when he saves one of the woodman's daughters from being raped by killing one of his fellow, the leader of the bandits. And those woodmen are basically these woodmen, right? So in The Hobbit, he's basically recycling those woodmen from the Turin story, and so there's a direct connection through the kind of woodmen that we saw there.
The fighting may be done, but we need to rebuild our town and restock our larders.
Restock our larders. Welcome to Hultvis, village of the woodmen. My people have endured much with the passage of time, but no matter the trouble that comes, we persist and stand strong. When orcs burned the walls, we rebuilt them. When wargs stalked our streets, we drove them away. You drove away the streets? Oh man, what did the streets do to you? So it has always been, and that was the way of life in Old Fist. That's how it's always been. Streets come and streets go, but we remain. And sometimes you just gotta clear away the streets. Sorry. Okay. But in recent weeks, something changed. I know not what it was, and neither do the elders of the village, but the orcs and goblins of the Misty Mountains poured from their holes in numbers we have not seen for 100 years. The fighting was more fierce than any I had ever seen, and my people and the bear folk alike suffered tremendous losses. Grim Bjorn and a number of his people finally saw victory at the old ford, but none knew if a second attack might be coming. Only when a great eagle appeared in the southern skies and spoke of the war's ending did we dare hope that the worst was behind us. The fighting may be done, but we need to rebuild our town and restock our larders. If you seek out and defeat orc stragglers, gather flanks from the forest hearts in the wood's edge for our cook Verabund. You will have helped us, and we will remember it. Okay. I think I have your answer now. After having a conversation with one of the woodmen.
From far away, but danger is always near.
That is, at least I have the answer, I believe, of the game developers. I think that they are... Okay, I'm supposed to defeat orcs. Wasn't there another? Okay, no. I guess there was another person I could have spoken to. All right. I believe, Galfreda, I believe that the people here are being given Gothic names. By giving them Gothic names, that is, names that are derived from the Gothic language, and by giving them Gothic names, I believe that the game devs are implying that they believe that these woodmen derived from the people of Rovanian. So not sort of directly from the Rohirrim and the Aotheod, but from the people like the people of what am I looking for? Orcs and deer hearts. Okay. No wargs, no horns necessarily needed. Oh, what the heck. Let's just fight them all. Come here. Oh, that tree wants nothing to do with me. Nice. Look at me boldly fighting two hearts at once. Right? Not one, but two deer. Man, those deer are tough. As, you know, one would expect. Okay. I lived. Next time I could consider healing myself, maybe. Okay. There's another one. No, that's a hind. But the quest doesn't care. Apparently, once you cut off their flank, they can't really tell the difference between hind meat and heart meat. Here, get over here. Yeah, if I'm gonna be fighting anyway, Might as well get a little touch more XP. Great. And who's that? A veil root? An archer? There's what I'm talking about. Okay. Now I just need to find the orcs. Oh, wait. I guess I do want that archer, don't I? I forgot about that. Yeah, it is an archer. An orc archer. And since he's an archer, I'm not even going to be able to drag him around and conglomerate him with other guys, which is annoying. Oh yeah, see, that one is a pestersome swarm. Totally different from the veil gnat swarms that I am sworn to vanquish. Okay, so there's a nice fat camp of orcs up here. Yes. All right, you come here. And you come here. Let's do this. Yeah. Boom. Boom. Oh, yeah. Okay, I got 2 archers chasing me. Come on now, let's not do that. That's a little much. Yeah, okay. I was a little ambitious. No problem. I was trying to fight 5 or 6. I wasn't shooting for like all 10 or whatever. Alright, how about just a little you and me here, huh? Okay. Now, how many do I want to collect here? Maybe I let my skills reset a little bit. Oh, I still have the giveaway open. Let's close it. Yes. Let's do that. Okay. Spring to sprung. Congratulations. Okay, tell you what, spring to sprung. I'm just going to whisper the code to you. Let me see that you're still here. And then I'll see if I remember how to whisper to you. /W, right? Okay, hang on a second. I think I can. There you go. I can whisper to you. Okay. Oh, wait, that didn't work. Hang on. Hang on. It's not working. Tell you what. I don't have time to figure this out. Druid's Fire, could you do this? Here. I'm sending you the code, Druid's Fire. there's the code. Could you get that to Spring to Sprung? That'd be great. Now, meantime, where was I? Collecting a reasonable number of orc warriors. Let's start with 2, maybe 3. Okay, there we go. Or 5. 5 is even better. Okay. I was just going to heal myself. Right. I keep underestimating the radius of my light thing. Man. That's okay. What? Whoa. Up on a mountaintop? Where are we? Oh, not bad. Right across from Holtface. Thank you, Druid's Fire. Appreciate it. Can I climb? I'm going to climb up this hill. Oh, look. There's a warrior. Okay, can I fight this warg too? How about that? How does that sound? Can we agree on that, Mr. Shapag High Warrior? Okay. Oh, that camp is up there. I'll just keep working my way up towards the camp, but I only need 2 more. There's one. One. Well, at least I can get a pester some swarm. Just like to pad my XP with a little bit of extra mob action. Okay. What does this one do again? Reflect a portion of their damage back at them. Okay. I'll try to remember to do that. Okay. One more orc, right? Uh-oh. The top of the hill is being protected by deer. It's not good. I'll never get through. Hey there, wargs. Do you guys know where there were any orcs about? No, I guess I'll just have to take you out, I suppose. Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Oh, it's a meandering horn. Where is this meandering horn? Alright, whatever. Okay. Still need another arc. Still, we're looking for orcs. One more. Got no quarrel with you, dear. The orcs are up over on the other side of this. Okay. Come on now. I dislike it when they color a huge area of like where you can find the orcs. And they're in fact all concentrated in one spot, basically. That's really annoying. Okay, so let's do a bunch of our like single attack ones, right? What do you say? Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna jump. I'm sick of running around these hills. Veramond the chef.
You have found choice cuts to exceed many of our hunters' finest takings.
Is this the luck of a beginner, or have you hunted prey in far-off lands, and the hearts of Wood's Edge just the latest? Well done, my friend. You are welcome in Hultvis, for there is much that needs doing. Ask around, and you will find no shortage of tasks, I am sure. But it is the tradition of our hunters not to depart immediately upon returning from a successful hunt, and I do not ask you to do otherwise. I will salt and prepare these steaks, and while I do, you should speak to the men and women of the village and listen to their stories. One such as you must have heard many tales from wandering in distant lands, but I assure you that ours are unique. Legend hangs heavily upon every tree and rock in these vales, and whispers tell that even creatures out of myth can be found among the mists. There is a magic about the vales of Anduin, Vigand. Listen to the tales of my people, and I challenge you to say otherwise. Okay. It's an essential part of, like vampire elocution to pause ominously at random points in sentences. It's almost always funny.
I love hearing stories.
Wait, is that a grown woman? Hang on. No, that's a kid.
I love hearing stories.
Oh, it has a different comical effect from William Shatner's pauses. Okay, all right. I love hearing stories. Yes, I do. So what is this, like a juvenile little girl vampire? Yes, I do. And I love telling them too. When I am old enough, I will learn the truth of these legends, and if they are false, I will let everyone know. But I hope they are true. Yes, I do. I will tell you one of these stories. But which one? The Maiden of the Gladden, or my Hyru Winterhair of the Horsefolk? Perhaps the tale of old Mad Ob? Nay, that one is too frightening. I've got it. Have you heard the tale of the Hole Dwellers? Ah, they were a small people, shy and tricksy, and it is said they dwelt in holes beneath the ground. Nay, not like dwarves. These were smaller than dwarves, it is said, but they would vanish at the first approach. My mother says she heard fairy stories about the Hole Dwellers when she was a little girl, but none of them have been seen in hundreds and hundreds of years, if not longer. She heard that folk used to leave food and trinkets for them on the riverbanks, and that sometimes when they went back to check, the gifts would be gone. I wonder where the Hole Dwellers went. I think perhaps they perfected the art of hiding, and now no one can find them. I'd wager they are still somewhere in the Vales, just waiting for a child smart and clever enough to see them. I hope that's me. Yes, I do. Okay. All right. The Hole Dwellers. Excellent. Oh, look. Another page of literature just lying by the path. I am not leaving the path. All right. We continue. Shall we talk to boy? No. How about girl? No. Am I going to want the milestone at Holtvis if I don't have it? You know what? I think I'm probably going to want it more than I'm going to want Scarhald. So let's just go ahead. All right. Let's see. Oh, this is not very helpful. I was hoping for a town map, but I forgot there wasn't one. No, we're just going in a literal circle here. So let us go across the way. Ah, Yurik.
For how long have my people lived by the side of the wood? Long years indeed.
For true deeds have vanished into the haze of memory, taking on the feel of legend or myth. Doubt not that even the most fantastical of these tales must hold some truth within its marrow. Or do you count yourself brave enough to search for Vagari, the ghostly wanderer of the Gladden? Marhairu of the Horsefolk did, and he was forever changed. Long ago, the horsefolk of Rovanian knew the hardship of war, and they came to the Vales of Anduin in desperate need. The woodmen that lived in the Vales at that time gave them food and shelter, and in return the horsefolk raised no king and demanded no fealty. Instead, they lived as neighbors with the woodmen, building a fortress of stone and timber on an island south of the old fort. This redoubt they named Avabarg, and it housed the horsefolk for several generations, but they were never comfortable within its confines, and they desired a home more to their liking. While the horsefolk remained in the Vales, the woodmen told them of Vagari, a spectral figure that stalked among the fens by the light of the moon. The sight of him filled my people with dread, and they fled in terror, but the horsefolk were bold, and their blood ran hot. Marhairu, son of the chief, went in search of Vagari. He was not seen for a year and a day, and when he finally returned, his hair was stricken white. He was clad in pale garments instead of his armor, and there was a darkness in his eye that had not been there before. He claimed to have met the Wanderer and followed him for a time, but whenever he tried to speak to him, the spectral figure faded from view, only to reappear farther ahead in the mist. His memory failed in the recounting of what befell him, and he spoke with confusion of an empty dwarf hold and a sorrowful song. Until the end of his days, Marhairu insisted that he followed the Wanderer for only a short time, could not explain his long disappearance. The horsefolk, believing he had been ensorcelled, named him Winterhair and shunned him as a source of ill fortune. He dwelt in a hut on the edge of the Gladden and lived to be an old man, but one day his hut was found empty, and no one can say what happened to him. Listen to the warning of Marhairu Winterhervigant. If you encounter Vagari the Wanderer among the mists, turn and flee before it is too late for you. Okay. That's a good story. Gelfrida. Where is good old Gelfrida? Right here.
Legends and stories. Aye, we here in Holtby's have our fair share of the things.
I myself have seen enough to believe most of what they say about the lands hereabout, and if you spend some time here, I do not doubt you will too. Have you heard tell of the maiden that walks the marshland? Her hair is golden, they say, threaded with yellow flowers, and she walks among the pools of Gladden singing songs of sorrow. Even when I was a young girl, I heard the stories of her and strayed further from my home than I ought in hopes of seeing her, but it was for nothing. I convinced myself that the horse folk that lived in these lands long ago, from whom came the first stories of the maiden, must have mistaken the light on the water for her golden hair, the breath of the wind for the sound of her song. I gave up seeking her, and then I was a woman grown, with a family to look after, and I left the vales of the maiden to my childhood. But there is magic in the vales, stranger. One afternoon I sought wildflowers along the river bank. I was caught out of doors too late. The sun went down, and as the last of the light faded, I saw her, standing among the Gladdens. Still as a statue she was, but as I sought to look at her closely, a great drowsiness fell upon me. I blinked my eyes to clear away the fog, but then she was gone. I searched among the pools until it was too dark to see, at which point I had to return to Hultvis. It would not have been safe to remain in the bog, for then as now there are sometimes monsters about. I have not seen her again, but it lightens my heart to know the maiden of the Gladden is out there somewhere, singing. That is how I know the tales of her are true. Perhaps there is truth in the other tales of my people as well. Okay. Let's see, where am I going? Back to, not that way. Back to Veramund, whom I teleported to the first time, and so that makes it hard for me to remember how to get there. But as I recall, it's around this way. Past the birch bark page I'm not reading. There he is.
Did you enjoy hearing my people's myths and legends?
I am pleased the bear folk came to our aid during the recent battle, for if they had not and my people were slain, these traditions would surely vanish with us. Thank you for helping with the hunt, my friend. I look forward to seeing you again and hearing your own stories of the wider world as you listen to ours. Farewell and good fortune to you. Okay, return to Bjorning House with the delivery Grimbjorn requested. Okay, no problem. Okay, some more crafting items to hoard. Oh, what's this? A new deed, huh? Oh. Oh, because I got to the orc camp where I continued to get destroyed. Right. Okay, can you stable master to the Bjorning Hoofs? Yes, you can. But I don't want to, because I still have some bug swarms to kill. JJ suggests that apparently losing their stories being lost to the world would be the only downside of the complete massacre of their entire people. Well, you know, among the disastrous consequences would be such diverse elements as... Okay. Oh, man, I'm lagging all over the place. Wayward is being a little more wayward than usual. Ooh, sorry, bit of a shock. I'm shifting from iced tea to hot tea. Well, lukewarm tea now. And I was not psychologically prepared for that. No, that's a pestersome swarm, and I'm done with those. Oh, pestersome swarms, you were fine as a little extra XP while I was hunting something else. But you are not worth getting off my horse for. Okay, back to the Bjorning lands. And the completion of Chapter 3. Or Part 3 of Chapter 10. Chapter 10 is shorter, but it's required a great deal more travel, so going up and down the lengths of the vales here, Vale of Anduin. Okay, where was, all right, here's the turn. As I recall, it was right down this hill where there was that big huge clump of, there it is. That's what I came here for. All the biting gnat swarms I could wish. Okay. Caught a badger too. Wouldn't want the badger and the bugs to kill me. That would just be embarrassing. They'd like revoke my guardian membership card if I did that. How exactly is that bug parrying my two-handed sword? That's what I want to know. Oops. Hang on. I noticed the comparatively small quantity of XP I was getting from those. Okay. Worth it. Okay. Look at that. I bet you we're gonna cross over. Okay, now I'm just gonna milestone up there. Bet you're going to cross over 119 when we hand in this quest. Okay. All right, Grimbjorn.
Did you succeed at those two purposes?
I gave you two purposes, Vigan, to bring back the collected tolls from Vegbar and to aid my neighbors at the woodman village of Holdfess. Have you done this? You give Grimbjorn the patch of money, and he weighs it in his hand. We keep safe the road through the mountains and across the old fort, and in return for that safety we ask these coins from those who pass. It is a reasonable price, but this pouch feels light in my hand. Are there so few travelers in the Vales today, even with the end of the war? War has never truly ended, is it? The wizard is inside the lodge, peering at the book he brought. Speak to him. Perhaps he is ready to leave. Oh, I thought I was done with this. Memories of the Hobbit continuing to float across the screen here. Okay.
I have been studying the Black Book, but it resists my attempts to dissolve its mysteries.
Try reading it instead. A wizard does not become frustrated, but I do not deny that my patience is tested. Perhaps I could use some air. Is Pixie joining us again? Phil, I don't think Pixie will be joining us today for the very good reason that her favorite person on Earth is home today. So that makes me a distinct second, possibly third best option today. So yeah, Mom's home. Exactly.
I have found that walking can often be the best way to banish troubling distractions.
119, not bad, not bad. I may make it to 120 by the intro and be on level for the intro to Minas Morgul. And then... Sorry. Weird. Okay, apologize. I got my little heater here. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Oh, I'm totally the spare human. Yeah. No, I think I'm 3rd out of 3 of as far as, preference for hanging out of the people who live here. I'm way better than nothing, but I believe I am 3rd choice. Okay. Nope. I'm hearing the pitter-patter of little paws upstairs just now. Okay. I have found that walking can often be the best way to banish troubling distractions, my friend. When I return from such a diversion, my thoughts are clear, my mind ready to resolve the problem that has stymied me. It is a habit I picked up from Bilbo, I believe, for his walking stick was rarely at rest, and he thoroughly enjoyed walking the hills and lanes of the Shire. Elrond himself would have his hands full keeping the old hobbit from exploring Imladris on a sunny day, were he not... Gandalf trails away and smiles at you mysteriously. But I get ahead of myself, Wiggend. Do you also take enjoyment from strolling in the country? The Gladden Fields are to the south, and it has been some time since there I walked. Oh, little inversion of word order from Gandalf there. That is a place of great import, as I am sure you know, for it was there that the ring lay hidden for many long years. Meet me on the road just north of Duskendale, near the Gladden Fields, and I will tell you what the wise can say of the ring's first great loss. It is gone now and for good, but the tale is interesting, and I will appreciate the diversion. But let it not be said that we waste hours in idleness, Wiggend. Before we speak of the distant past, I ask that you slay orcs and half-orcs that presently haunt the Gladden Fields. It will be a comfort to the people who dwell in the vales, for such creatures ever pose a threat. Okay. Alright, gotta decline my leveling up quests. Alright. Interlude. Oh, wait, that's the... Whoa. Okay. Don't do that one yet. Gotcha. That's confusing. Alright, fine. I love Bjorning's Hall. They did a good job of making it like the picture, the sketch that Tolkien made, which was based on Heorot. No, it was based on the building that it's believed that Heorot was based on, which makes Tolkien's sketch a first cousin to Beowulf. Anyway, it looks a lot like it. Taller, of course. Much higher ceilings, but that's a LOTRO staple. LOTRO never saw a 25-foot ceiling it didn't like. Not that I don't understand why. Perfectly sensible. Okay. Wow. Highly localized orcs down here. Let's go to Holtvies. Yeah, I understand there's a technical reason for it, but it certainly would make the camera angle uncomfortable. If it were not so. Okay. So, here we are. And we are going to head down to the Gladden Fields. It'll be fun to do the entire Gladden Fields here in one day. Again, at least the epic line. Okay, so there are the lowlands where the Gladden Fields were before they were drowned. Drowned, sorry. As the gaffer would say. Can I get down there without jumping off a cliff? I'd forgotten how. Yeah, this'll do. Okay. Oh, my horse vanished, but then I vanished and the horse remained. That's never happened when I've jumped into water before. Not how I expected that to go. Okay, so it's around the excavation site. Oh no, an immature bog toad. I cannot even. Oh yes. Here are the Gladdens. Right, Sharky Slough. And this is where we're going to find the half-orcs, yeah? Whoa. Sorry. Help. Okay. I don't want ruffians. Who does? There's a half-orc. Okay. Uh-oh. I've attracted a huge toad also. Okay, how many half-orcs was that? 3? Okay. I'm halfway through my half-orcs. Oh man, I just instinctively tried to put myself into stealth mode. Hey look, it's a lost spirit. No, but that would be leaving the path. Which I never do. What's the name of the quest it starts? Lost in the Swamp. Tell you what, should it just lead to a kill a bunch of spirits quest? Then, you know, maybe I do it just like that. Yep, defeat lost spirits. I'll accept that just in case, because if I run into him, you know, I might as well have the quest for them. Just like with the bugs. Oh good, a brace of dredgers. Just what I wanted. Okay, there go my half-orcs. And now... Right, oh, I remember, right, Kidzul Kala, the, haunted ruins up there. So where are the orcs? In this direction, huh? Oh. I was hoping for a second spirit, but I guess Ebenezer Scrooge I am not. Oh, gotta bear a little bit more north here to find the catch of orcs. Hey, let's do another drawing. Let's do another drawing. Let's do another moot drawing. No. Let's do a space drawing. You think? Let's do a drawing for... just looking for another spirit. Let's do a drawing for a free flight in space. Huh? If you don't know what that is, you should, because it's awesome. You don't know what that is? Our space program is our adult continuing education program, where you can take 1-month modules in all kinds of awesome, fun things. Space is really, really fun. For a 1-month class, so we sell tokens that you can cash in 1 token per space class. The cost of a single token is $150, but you will get a free flight in space, which means you will get to choose from among the space modules that are confirmed in the coming months, and you will get to take that class for free. I'll have to kill 4 of these guys? I'm barely going to get inside the front doors. This is one of my favorite orc banners. The Impaling Dwarf Heads Clan. Do I really want to fight a Defiler? Kinda. Okay. I hate to break up the party, as it looks like those 2 orcs up there are recording a TikTok dance. They're very carefully synchronized. Whoa, hey. I was just about to kill these dudes. This guy just comes along and absolutely kill steals that one, but I only needed 1 of them, so that's fine. I'm out of here. Okay. Talk to Gandalf on the road north of Duskenvale. Way down there, huh? Crossing through these spirit-haunted lands on the way. Aha! There's a spirit. Nobody else? Why is there nobody else when I want someone else? Okay. XP boosts still going? Yes, they are. All right. Yeah, the mobs are fairly thinly spread through here, which I guess I shouldn't complain about. There's the spirit. I guess I'll fight the glimmer at the same time. Okay. Yeah, they have that annoying, they do that annoying thing where they just vanish when they're about to die. Huh. I wonder what happened to everybody. Where'd the glimmer go? Glimmer's, what, shielding itself? Fine. I think, oh. Another little tempting... mob quest. I doubt I'll be out here enough to justify it. But I can see these just don't take me that far out of the way. And so they're a little tempting because... oh, that guy's not doing any harm. How many? 12 figures. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, they're right up there too. Could do them both at once. A little more XP. Wigan's getting all greedy for XP now. It is easier if I'm a little closer to unlevel. Forlorn Glimmers don't count as the Strange Waters quest, do they? let's charge through here. We're almost there. Huh. I don't remember seeing these wooden ruins. Oh, yes. Yeah. Clearly Sarumanic equipment. All right, there's Gandalf. Excellent.
You know the War of the Last Alliance,
Yep.
the siege of Barad-dûr that concluded the Second Age.
Sure. When the fighting was done, the several kindreds that came together for the defeat of Sauron faced long roads back to their respective homelands. With the death of his father Elendil, Isildur ascended to the kingship. After 2 years of ordering the affairs of Gondor, he set forth to claim his father's throne at Innuminus. He bore the shards of his father's sword, Narso, which had broken when Sauron was defeated. He bore another artifact in secret, the ruling ring he had taken from Sauron's hand. Let us walk east along the road into Lyarlad, my friend. Further ahead we will speak of Isildur's journey. Great! No, wrong way. This way. Okay. I'm with you, Gandalf. Or rather, I'll catch up with you, I guess. So we're going to get a... Gandalf's going to give us a tour? Love it. Up to Lyarlad, sure. I remember Lyarlad well. I couldn't remember the name at the time. Another piece of parchment to be studiously ignored. Okay, don't forget to join the drawing for a free flight in space. Hit exclamation point raffle. And we'll do the drawing soon. Hey there, squirrel. Have you seen like a wizard standing around here recently? There he is. I'm satisfied by this countryside too, Gandalf.
Isildur rode from Minas Tirith with a small company, including his 3 eldest sons.
Following the River Anduin northward, he planned to cross the Misty Mountains where he would be reunited with his youngest son, Valandil. Being but a child and too young for war, Valandil had remained behind in the safety of Rivendell, and it was for that hidden valley that Isildur intended to ride. But the ring he wore was no mere trinket. Already it yearned to return to its master. It would prove Isildur's undoing. Look around us, Wiggin. More than 3,000 years have passed since Isildur came this way, but the shape of the land has changed little. This is what he would have seen as he rode in the company of his sons and his men-at-arms, little suspecting the danger the ring would draw. A chill in the air, huh? That's what I saw? when I looked, I saw a chill in the air.
The war of the last alliance had ended in victory. Did that success blind Isildur and his men?
As they rode north, did they think the shadow was gone forever and dark things could trouble them no more? I do not know for certain. They lived in fear of Sauron's evil for so long that it seemed to me they may have met his defeat with doubt that it would last. Whatever they did or did not, it is true that dark things abided still in Middle-earth. The orcs of Wilderland lay in wait, lurking within the shadows of Mirkwood. Perhaps they heard rumor of Isildur's approach, or perhaps the ring called out to them. Let us continue up the road. We walk in the footsteps of Isildur's company, even 3,000 years later. Okay. This quaint village was built on the site of a Númenorian camp. I'm just joking, but was it? Okay, there.
We do not fear the darkness, and we never will.
What is that? Arheim? Where's Arheim? Oh, down in Duskenvale? Okay. Where am I going? I am meeting up with Gandalf further north along the road. Oh yeah, much further north. But good to meet you, stable master. Always good to meet a nice stable master. There's another parchment in which I have no interest. Okay. Lots of traveling around in this chapter. Oh, here we go. Gandalf indicates that he wishes to stop here beside the road. Okay.
The orcs struck as Isildur's company crossed near to the Gladden Fields.
Whether they were alerted by the presence of the ring or not, the orcs struck as Isildur's company crossed near to the Gladden Fields. The attack came in darkness, with neither sun nor moon in the sky, and in that blackness the orcs had the greatest advantage. Look around us. Isildur and his men were unfamiliar with the lay of the land, but their foes ranged it for years, plundering the towns and villages of Wilderland. Okay. As you survey the terrain, you can almost hear the harsh war cries of the orcs.
The orcs descended upon Isildur's band with ravenous fury.
Well, we keep skipping the participial phrases. Emboldened by their advantage in the darkness, the orcs descended upon Isildur's band with ravenous fury. Even so, it was a hard fight. The men of Gondor were strong and valiant, and they had much skill at arms. Do not forget that they were survivors of the great war against Mordor, and years of battle had hardened their courage and their resolve. Remember also, they were like first-generation Númenorians who were raised, trained, and most importantly, equipped and supplied in Númenor itself. Supplied, I mean their weapons and armor. But the orcs were many, and they were treacherous foes, prone to trickery. Their warriors practiced the arts not just of combat, but of deception. The battle that followed was brutal, and blood soaked these hills. Onward, Wicked. The end of the story draws near. It lies to the northwest. Climb down the slope to the bank of the river and meet me further north. Okay. To the bank of the river. Right past the meandering Huorn. Oh. Oh, there he is. More or less here, was it, Gandalf? So what you're saying is that Saruman was digging in the wrong place.
Isildur pressed north, harried by his enemies, but he did not make it far.
The orcs proved relentless, and for every one the Dunedain killed, 2 more leapt forward in his stead. Soon the dwindling company could go no further, and Isildur knew there could be no escape. He watched as his knights, his captains, and even his own sons fell in the affray. Look around as he did, Wiggin, and imagine the encircling hordes drawing ever nearer. What did Isildur feel as the battle turned against him? Pretty sure we can
Of his men,
pretty well know that.
only 3 survived. One of these was Octar, Isildur's own esquire.
With whom the doomed king entrusted the shards of Narsil. He bade Octar to bring the broken blade to Rivendell. Did the squire obey his lord's command without complaint, or did he wish to stand by his king and die with him? We do not know for certain. What we do know is that Octar managed to slip away during the confusion of battle, and after much toil and danger in the wilderness, he came to Rivendell safely, bearing the shards of Narsil. They became an heirloom of Isildur's line ever after, in Arnor and later among the rangers in the wild. Our account of Isildur ends with the departure of Octar. The squire believed Isildur fought on, even without hope of victory, but for long years even the wise did not know.
For many years following the disaster of the Gladden Fields, none knew what became of Isildur.
Most believed he perished in the ambush shortly after Octar escaped with the shards of Narsil, for there was no further word of the king. His body was never found, and there was no claim for ransom by the orcs or their masters. But in time the wise learned his true fate. After sending Octar away, Isildur saw but one hope for his survival. Refusing to allow the ring to fall back into the hands of the enemy, he put it on and disappeared, even amidst the tumult of the battle. Leaving the orcs to the fury of their confusion, he fled to the river and sought to swim across. See the islet over yonder to the west? I believe that is where the son of Elendil intended to go. Let us follow him, Wiggin, and pick up his story at its ending. Neato. The Isle of the Flowers. Okay, hang on. Need a little more XP supply. Okay. Approaching ever more nigh to level 120. I'm a bare 2/3 of a level behind the quests now. I don't know what Isildur's problem was. I mean, swimming across this river isn't that hard, is it? Come on now. The island is covered in small white flowers. Symbol Mina? Okay. What am I standing on? Sorry, there's an invisible thing there, Gandalf.
The river Anduin is mighty, and it was no less so when Isildur sought to swim across.
The effort nearly killed him, but still he managed to reach the island. But alas, while he was still in the water, the ring betrayed him. It slipped from his finger and was lost. Even when the wise pieced together this account of the events, we did not know the truth entire. We believed the ring had been borne on the current to the sea, and that it left this Middle-earth. The truth and the rediscovery of the ring has now shown otherwise. Look around you, Wiggin, and imagine Isildur's despair as he rose from the water without the enemy's ring. Ah, there's the dig site. The sound of the water rushing by fills your ears, but all else is quiet.
Bereft of the safety provided by the ring's power, Isildur did not live for much longer.
I love the word bereft. The orcs spied him standing by the water and shot him with arrows. As the tales say, he breathed his last breath here in the Gladden Fields. I believe it happened on this very Ayat, this isn't an Ayat, Gandalf, technically, but which is why these flowers bloom here still, rather than the Gladdens that spring to life elsewhere in the fields. Simbelmuna, they call it in Rohan, where they cover the grave mounds of many dead kings. And so Isildur at last met his end, betrayed by the ring and slain by his foes before he could return to the lands he hoped to rule. But his tomb at Annúminas stands empty, for his bones remain unfound to this day. Gandalf won't be able to say that very much longer.
The end of the tale, and it has taken many years to piece it together.
This unassuming island in the Anduin has shaped the fate of Middle-earth in its own way, has it not? How might things have transpired had Isildur not swam across the river to reach it? Had swum. Wouldn't it be swum? Agents of Sauron would have taken the ring from his body, and the Dark Lord's dominance would be all but assured. Be glad it was not so. The ring worked great evil on its course, but in the end the actions of Isildur enabled its destruction, these many years later. I have enjoyed our walk, my friend, and now I will return to the Bjorninghus and resume my study of the Black Book. I will meet you there, but before you return, I ask that you pay a visit to Holtfis, the village of the woodmen at Wood's Edge. They suffered greatly during the War of the Ring, and their efforts to rebuild and return their lives to normal have not yet borne fruit. You say you have already lent your aid to the woodmen? I know that, Wicked. Do you think I would ask you to return without reason? If you have the good fortune to know a wizard, know that he is not to be ignored. Go to Holtfis and ask me no more questions. Shut up and go do clerical work. Okay. Fine. I'm just gonna swing over here and see how easy it is to... Again, it's just that the mobs are so far apart over here. It's really not easy. Just gonna do like a little quick, go a slightly indirect route. I am, what do I am? 6 lost. Ooh, look, 2 lost spirits at once. It's almost never been able to happen. And then I saw another one, yep. Oh, I've hit upon a little cluster of them. It's kind of convenient. Here, shall we gather some toads too? Why not? Okay, let's see. 9, huh? I think I'm going to give up on that Waters quest. I just don't have time. But I'm pretty close to the lost spirits. And here's 2 of them. Okay. Look at that. 1 more lost spirit. And we've gained a little XP on our way to Holtvis here. There he is. That's it, right? Nope, nope. That's it. Excellent. Nice little chunk. Okay. With that, we will head to Holdvis. And I'm just going to decommission that one. Okay. Good. All right. Let's do the drawing. Last chance. I'll say last chance. Last chance to enter the drawing for a free flight in our space program. Talk to Adolphon. He's the guy by the gates, right?
Fortune must smile on Holtvis for you to return to us so quickly.
As it happens, we do have need of you. 2 of our hunters were frightened away from their prey by some apparition, and while no one in the village would wish for them to endanger themselves, they left the carcass behind. Our food stores are too low to do without such provisions. Creatures of the Vale have surely found the abandoned carcasses by now, but if you can hunt more forest hearts in Wood's Edge for us, we should be able to fill the hole it's lost left in our stores. Once you have gathered some replacement flanks, bring them to Vermont as you did before, and Holtvis will be grateful. All right. Who won? Phil won? All right, excellent. Wonderful. Congratulations, Phil. Yep, Phil, just send a note to info@signumu.org, or just reach out to Sharon on Slack, and she will help set you up. All right. I know where to find all the deer north of here. Oh, sure. Now there's going to be like nothing but orcs. Yeah, let's do these at the same time. There we go. Boy, it was, what's the problem here? Thank you. It was rash to challenge 2 deer at the same time. Okay, more swarms. Of course, as I said, nothing but orcs everywhere the eye can see. Seriously. This place was a solid wall of deer the last time I was here. Okay, one more deer. There we go. All right. Let's see if we can make this work. Those deer are no joke. Okay. All right. Done. Another deed? Quests of the Gladdenmere, huh? I know someone who will look forward to completing that deed. Okay. Okay, Veramund, more venison for you.
This is a surprise. I did not expect you to return to our village so soon.
But I am pleased that you have done so, and with more flanks for me to salt and season for the village. Oh, these are intended to replace the carcass our hunters left behind. It is good to fill the hole in our food stores. The woodmen of Holtvis have long relied on Yurik and his son and other of our hunters to bring back food for the village. I have never known Yurik to flee like this. Now that he has returned to the village, I know he feels terribly about what happened. If you'll speak with him about the apparition he saw, please do not chide him over much. Many frightening things stalk the woods hereabout, and I know that if a hunter such as he saw fit to run away, there was surely good reason for it. Okay. Fine. Let's see. I gotta talk to Yurik. This is chapter 6. It's the penultimate segment of the entire middle section of the Black Book of Mordor.
Before today, I would never have counted myself a coward, but...
Oh, Vigand, you have returned. I suppose you must have heard tell of my shame from others in the village. It is true that I abandoned my hunt, and that now my son and I have returned to safety. I can hardly bear to give voice to the fear I felt. Before today, I would never have counted myself a coward, but... Yurik shakes his head sadly. The creature I saw filled me with such terror. My blood ran cold, and I felt rooted to the spot to see it. At first I thought I beheld Vagari, spectral wanderer of the Gladden, but nay, this was something else. I can still see its terrible visage. The apparition stood in the waters of the old ford half across. As the courage drained from me, I urged my son Badwila to leave our prey behind. Together we fled, and I could not bear to look behind us as we ran, for I expected to see the terrible creature close behind. Bodily it did not follow us, but I can still see its face in my mind, and that seems a far worse pursuit. If you go in search of it, go to the old ford to the northwest, but bring caution with you, and do not fear to flee, as I did. The shame is hard to bear, but on this day, at least I hold life more precious than honor. Okay. Investigate the terrible apparition Yurik saw at the old ford. Oh, that old ford. Right. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at something else here. Aha. Ooh, we're going to get an instance here. And then one more. So I was just looking ahead at to confirm that I was correct about how many parts we have left. Okay. I wonder what the horrible apparition may be. Okay. We turn down this way, right? Yep. Okay. Heading towards the old ford. And the pass over the mountains, which was no doubt Isildur's goal. Oh. Come wayward, this way. You have found the apparition Yorick encountered. Karasgar! Oh! What's up with this flat stone? Hey, man. Oh, I see about the mask. Still having the matching problem, huh? Still can't commit to a shade of red?
I do not intend to harm you. I wish only to speak with you.
Will you hear my words? Okay.
You have nothing to fear from me. Not on this day.
Well, no, because I would mop the floor with you, which, considering we're standing in about 3 feet of water, would be a substantial challenge, but... Okay, let's do it. Another talking
I just
instance.
Want to talk.
Sure. We do not need to spill each other's blood, Wickend. Why can we not conduct our business and leave the other alone? Well, okay, let's see. What business? I will not listen to you. Oh no, let's talk more. Karasgar stares at you, appraising you silently. This is a complicated set of conversational cues here. Do tell, Karasgar. There is much we could learn from each other to our mutual benefit. Ask me what you will, and I will tell you much. Great. Okay. What can you say of the Gurzul? Karasgar stares at you, appraising you silently. It was in the Second Age that Sauron learned a truth that had escaped him. He learned that despite his great power, there were some forces even he could not challenge alone. The Nazgul may have been Sauron's most powerful servants. They were snared by the Dark Lord and made to serve him. Sure, yeah, heard that part of it. But in some tasks, they proved insufficient. Like crossing rivers. We Gurzul, we were different. We liked the water. We even bathed occasionally. We flocked to him. We sought to worship him. Is that how you were different? 'Cause we chose, and in return we were chosen. Okay. Dulgabeth, Ugrukor, Urudani. Rukor, Nulbanath Mothgorod. And I, greatest of them all, in my own opinion. Gulthauk's bite made us ageless and deathless. We were given what the Numenorians desired, but could not attain. Okay. Endless, unceasing time, or so we thought. I don't think we've met all those people. Why should our fortunes wane with Sauron's? Would you not fight to master your fate, Wigand? So it is with me. Okay, sure, but are you, like, I'm confused. Fight against Sauron? Is that what you mean? Anyway, okay. Why do you want the Black Book? Yeah. It is an artifact of Mordor, is it not? Sure. Yeah. I do not seek the jewels of dwarves or the lore of elves. Okay, but how about the jewels of elves? I do not desire the treasures of Gondor. I want only keepsakes of the land I served, and dominion over the entire north of Middle-earth. You mentioned that. When the north belongs to me, as was promised, hence the other thing you desire, apart from the relics of Mordor, they will be a reminder to me of my many victories. Okay? Not going to help you in those victories, just little mementos, right? Kind of a sentimental guy? Is that the issue? Yeah. No, I believe that's it. It's just makes him think, like, surrounds himself with things that remind him of home. It's kind of a therapeutic thing. Right. Dulgabeth was the mouth of Sauron. Urudani was the fire lady. Right? Ugrachor and Ruchor. Ugrachor. Okay, I don't remember them specifically. Captain of the Pit. Okay. Sure. And then Ruchor. Was he the one who was in that, like, keep up in the hills? The one with the, like, special group of guards? Oh, Ruchor had a thing for Shelob. Right. Right. Okay. All right, but we haven't met Nulbanath and Mothgorod yet. Okay. All right. Why would I ever aid you, in your opinion? We are enemies. This is true. You stood in defense of your allies, the dwarves. And I slaughtered them by the dozen. Okay, sure. Have you not slain my allies? Yeah, but this is not answering my question. You took the coin of Gondor and the gifts of elves, and you did their bidding. Actually, that's all true. You named yourself Adventurer, and you adventured. Also true. So too did I. Okay. We are much the same. So you're a PC, is what you're saying. You're just doing quests, evil quests. There is no reason we should not aid each other. Actually, yeah. If our quests are really, on opposite sides, that doesn't actually make a lick of sense at all. Those deer were the aggressors, Kendall. You're absolutely right about that. That's certainly not Wiggins' fault. Okay. I have no further questions, Your Honor. The prosecution rests. Do you see what an ally you could have in me, Wiggins? Not really, no. Seek information, and I will give it. Well, you gave a little bit of information. Desire death for your foes, and I will deliver it. Well, aren't you a helpful chap? But you're one of my foes. How does that work? All I require is that you bring me the Black Book. Wow, I'm severely tempted. What say you? Well, how could I say no to having such a charming, attractive, and color-coordinated ally. I will bring you the... Oh, yes, I trust you implicitly. Let's see. I will make you my prisoner. Oh, good. I can still have a meal before I initiate the fight here. Hang on. Let's see. Oh, yeah. This is totally a guy who would plant those fishmongers. What are these? Warding lore? Sure, why not? I've got a ton of those. Okay. By force. More dangerous fools than you have tried. Oh, okay. Boom, boom, boom. Can we do this? Let's see. Well, we're doing reasonably well so far. Let's get that one back. Maybe a little bit of this. Some of that. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, the timing. We just happened to be interrupted by the oncoming march of the... Wow. When you must be gone, you really take off. Hey! What's going on, Elrond? Yeah, so you just happen to be escorting Arwen down and you... Wow. Yeah, I mean, look. So is it really going to take you like months to get from here to Minas Tirith? I could probably run it in a couple of hours. But it's all right, man. I love the parallel there to Gildor interrupting. Although the difference, of course, is that the Black Rider was just about to capture Frodo, whereas here I was just about to continue mopping the floor with that guy. I had him right where I wanted him. But it's okay, Lord Elrond and Glorfindel and Arwen and everybody. I don't, and various elves of Imladris, I don't hold it against you. They probably would stop in Lothlorien for a bit, you know, a couple months just to lose track of time. I have come with much of my household across the mountains by way of the High Pass, for the marriage of my daughter awaits us in Gondor. Aragorn Elessar has claimed the crown of that land, and it is Arwen's wish and his that they marry. Notice he left out a term in that equation, right? She will remain by his side forever. I know the way of hard choices, and this is hers to make. Glorfindel accompanies us, as do many others of my folk. Some will attend Arwen at the wedding, and others there are who desire to see the lands beyond Imladris one last time before departing this Middle-earth. All are welcome, for such an occasion should be made as happy as can be, and more hearts make for merrier times. We travel light, but not without goods and gifts. I myself bring the scepter of Enuminus. It will be a gift for King Elessar, for it is his by right. It is my own desire that this journey be full of cheer, for my daughter's benefit, but this land holds only sorrow for me. I will be happy to leave it. I understand there is a pleasant house nearby at which we might find lodging. It was the home of Bjorn the Skin Changer, and is kept now by his son, is it not? Oh, he'll be delighted. You know what? He loves being surprised. So just pop in, unannounced, with a huge bunch of elves, and he'll be no end pleased. Yeah, I know, Kendall, right? He's bringing Aragorn a walking stick. I mean, okay, that's, you know, I guess that's a nice present. What do you give to the guy who has everything, right? your immortal daughter and a walking stick. Hey, we're almost done. This is, I'm feeling this to be the end of segment 6, which means we only have one quest left. So let's do one more drawing. So open a new drawing, and we'll do another drawing for another Return to Moria code. All right. Lead on, Wigand. I trust we will find the son of Bjorn a hospitable host. Oh man, you want me to do that? I was going to stand back and let you do it. Oh, we didn't get to see the fracas?
Yes, I knew that Elrond and much of his household would be making the journey.
Across the mountains, Wigand. Why did you think I suggested doubling the quantities of each errand Grimbjorn requested that you complete? For my own amusement? Gandalf chuckles quietly and his eyes twinkle. Nay, that was merely an additional benefit, my friend. What, your own amusement?
To Elrond and learn how his company fared during their passage of the mountains.
Oops. Darn it. I didn't get my extra XP boost with that. I'm so close to 120. Speak to the company and learn how they fared during their passage of the mountains. I trust they encountered no problems. Few creatures in this Middle-earth would dare to trouble either Elrond or Glorfindel when apart, and when together, only the most foolhardy would think of it. But there have always been fools in the service of the enemy. Okay. It's a talk to people quest. What do you say, Elrond? I have a question for you, Elrond. Do you ever look ahead? I mean, like, is your chin ever completely perpendicular to your shoulders? That's my question.
It is good to see you outside the confines of my library. Forever it seemed I found you there.
I know, I kept turning up, like dropping out of the sky and bouncing off that table, right? My daughter journeys to Minas Tirith for her wedding to Aragorn Elessar, King of Gondor, and I have brought such of my household as desired to attend her. We found the high pass clear and the passages of the mountains much easier than it has been at times in the past. It is a balm of the heart for me to find it so. We will stay a while here at the Bjorninghuis. Gandalf has assured me that my household will be welcome, and that you will speak to Grimbjorn, the Lord of the Bjornings, on our behalf. I'm always getting the worst jobs. Okay. All right, Glorfindel.
The mountain passes have not always been as safe as we found them on this journey.
Indeed, they have been a source of grief for Elrond and for his daughter, for it was in the misty mountains that Celebrian, Arwen's mother, was captured by the orcs. That is a sad story, and I will not speak of it now, but I know in my heart that while Arwen is full of joy at the wedding that will come at the journey's end, this land holds much sorrow for her. With an abundance of caution, I chose to safeguard the company as they traveled, and I am pleased to report the passage was without incident. After a short rest, we will continue on to Lothlorien, but I am confident we should have little to fear before we reach the safety of the wood. Yep, I think you're pretty much safe. Arwen, hey, Arwen in some, adventuring garb instead of a floofy dress. This is the most rugged we've ever seen Arwen.
We will stay here a short time before continuing on to Lothlorien.
I have never seen the home of the Bjornings, Wigand, but it seems most lovely. The beauty of the flower fields and the buzzing of the bee pastures are quite different than the sights and sounds of Imladris and Lorien. We will stay here for a short time before continuing on to Lothlorien, where we will meet up with my brothers. Then we will continue on to Gondor and the White City, and by midsummer we will toll the wedding bells throughout the kingdom. I hope you will attend my wedding, Wigand, for I understand you have been a help to all of Middle-earth and to my betrothed, and it is his dear wish that you be there with us. Will you also ask the Lord of the Bjornings to attend? It is very kind of him to offer his hospitality to my father's household while we stay here a time. Ooh, a wedding invitation. Is it your lucky day or what, Grimbjorn? Yeah, that is the action Arwen figure, isn't it?
This is what happens when I open my door to a wizard.
And his companion. There will only be 2 of us, you told me. And then there were more and more and more. Now an elf lord and his household have taken up residence at my humble home. What? Do I wish to attend the wedding of the elf maiden and the king of Gondor? Bah! Do you think an invitation will remedy these irritations and inconveniences? They might have consulted with me before their arrival. The wizard has already given up on entertaining his friends. He has gone inside again. Follow him and convey my displeasure. Attend the wedding? Bah! Bah. Oh man, here we go. What a cute little autumnal outfit that is, that hobbit is in. Little fairy wings in the back. Little raven beak in the front. Man, it's adorable. Okay, Gandalf. Here we go.
Grimbeorn is free to tell them they are not welcome, but I do not recommend it.
But the Lord of the Bjornings surely knows better than to risk the ire of an elf lord, let alone several. It is to be hoped he knows not to risk the ire of an elf maid planning for her wedding, for that way may lie his truest danger. But I will return now to the study of the Black Book of Mordor. I will let you know when I've discovered anything further. Bum bum bum. Cloak of hardy travelers that I can't wear yet, but soon will. Come on, few unlucky. Oh,
Darkness has settled upon the vales of Anduin. Can you not feel it?
It is recommended but not required that you complete the Black Book of Mordor chapters 1 through 10, which we have before playing Shades in the Swamp. Shades in the Swamp time. Awesome. Yep. No, I was going to pause. I'm going to pause even before I read it. Very good. Okay. Here we are. Finished chapter 10. So we finished chapter 8. We finished chapter 9. We've done 2.5 chapters already. And we're barely halfway through our marathon today. So the goal is we're going to do Shades in the Swamp, which is all level 120 also. So that's really nice. And then off to chapter 11. My goal is to get through chapter 11 now. I think we can. We'll be headed down towards Minas Morgul fully, I think. Yep. Okay, yeah, it looks like 11 is longer. But yeah, this will be good. So, Shades in the Swamp. Shades in the Swamp coming up soon. So, let's do the drawing. Last chance, real quick. If you want to do to do the drawing, you want to enter the drawing, ! Raffle to enter. I am raffling off another download code for Return to Moria, the new game, very recently released. All right. Yep. Enter now. There we go. Just to make sure you're entered. Now's the time. Okay, here it comes. Here comes the drawing. And the winner is Sapphira17. Congratulations. All right. If Druid's Fire won't mind, I'll have her whisper the code to you. Thank you very much. All right. With that, we will take our second break of the day. I'm going to stop the stream temporarily, and we'll be back again in about 15 minutes. Okay? Very good. Thanks, everybody. See you back for Shades in the Swamp very soon.